a meditation practice, that we just had a taste of it. I don't know how much you felt it today, but it was just a little practice to feel yourself, listening to your own breath. Um, but if you continue to do this, you will definitely feel it so much powerful. Because every one of us breathe, right? Every one of us breathe. All religions, all languages, all cultures, all countries, all rich and poor, everyone breathe. Educated, uneducated, it doesn't really matter. Homeless people, other people, everyone breathes. Everyone breathes. That's common to all of us. And also we breathe in many different ways. Many different ways we breathe. Like when we are angry, we breathe differently, right? Have you noticed? When you are angry, how do you breathe? Like your heart is going to come out. You feel it like that, right? The entire body is on fire. You can feel it. And then when you are calm right now, I think you must be very, very calm and peaceful. So your breath is very calm too. And when you are scared, let's say like during the pandemic, how did you feel when somebody was sneezing? Someone close to you, when somebody was coughing or sneezing, how do you feel? Your breath immediately changes its pattern, right? It's amazing. Even now, I think people have like very scared when the other people have cold or something. You don't like it and you get angry sometimes. Your breath pattern changes. See, when you are angry, your breath pattern changes. When you are peaceful, your breath pattern changes. When you're suddenly scared, sometimes maybe little kids or mostly the ladies, they are very scared of bugs, like spiders. You suddenly see a cockroach or something, you you're very scared, right? So you see that on that spur of the moment, you feel very different. Your breath pattern immediately changes. See, every time we notice that our breath pattern changes. And let's say like I see a lot of kids there, and when they get a good result, and the parents breath pattern changes too, right? Parents are very happy when they have some really good results. And sometimes the kids are very happy on their birthdays and others happy times. So our breath pattern changes all the time. With every single mood change, our breath pattern changes. Usually, a healthy person breathes 16 times per minute, usually. So that should be 920 something in an hour. That should be 23,040 something in a day. Okay, 24 hours, if we calculate. And in a year, that should be a lot if you calculate all the breaths, right? So millions, it will become millions. And if you live an 80-year, imagine your breath patterns, number of breaths you take in and out. That would be so many millions. I do have actually a note on that, but I don't want to explain the whole thing in detail. Just imagine like how many breaths do we take every single day? Even while we are asleep, we still breathe, right? Sometimes maybe the other people can also hear you breathing. Very noisy breathing, right? And sometimes, yeah, it could happen to all of us. So even when we are unconscious, even when we are in ICU, we still breathe in and out. We even with the help of what do you call a machine, we still need to breathe if we don't breathe, what will happen? Our body warmth will be gone. And the functioning of our very vital bodily organs will stop. And the Buddha said, Ayu usmacha vinyanang yada kayang jahantimang apaviddo tada seti nirathangva kalingaram. In order to survive, and look at these little kids, they are very active even now, right? So in order to do all these movements, you need to have bodily warmth. Especially the little kids, over here, their bodily warmth is much more than myself. We are a little older now. Very little babies have more warmth in their body, and the more you become older, the more you become colder. And eventually you become completely cold. Have you touched a dead body? You see, like after hours of the dead body, it completely becomes very icy cold, frozen. What happens? If you are so icy cold, your vital bodily organs won't be able to survive, can't function anymore. That's the nature. So the Buddha said, Ayu usmacha vinyanang. Ayu, we have a lifeline, and then we have the bodily warmth. Remember, the bodily warmth will change even with a little degree of several degrees of change of our bodily warmth can make us sick. Sometimes you get fever. That means your bodily warmth is more, right? More than the required rate. And then sometimes you get cold and sneezing and coughing. And what happens? That is, your bodily warmth is lower than the required rate. See, it's amazing like how important it is to have that required balance of our bodily warmth. Very important. So in order to survive, we need to maintain that bodily warmth. And otherwise, some of the bodily organs will be rotten. They won't be able to survive, function. So Ayu, Usmacha, and then the Vijnana and consciousness, they are all very important. If we don't have them, this body that we are very active, we are very mobile, very active, we talk, we walk, we work, run here and there, we do all these things, everything will come to a standstill. We will fall down flat on the ground, just like a dry stick. If we don't have the warmth, the lifeline, and also the consciousness, this body will not be able to mobilize anymore. So these are very important. Remember again the functioning of the breath. Inherently, underneath the role of breath is so very important to each and every one of us. So very important. So we need to think of it very seriously. We need to listen to our breath very seriously. What happens when you breathe in? What happens when you breathe in? You have what do you call oxygen, O2 coming in, right? O. Is that O2 or just O? Oxygen coming in. And then that really helps us cleanse our body. And when you breathe out with the exhale, we have carbon dioxide coming out. This is a natural cleansing system that each and every one of us has, right? If we don't have this system, then, inside bodily organs will be again very corrupt. Like you need to have that, what do you call, system to survive, system to cleanse. And what is the situation when we focus on it? And whether you meditate or not, you breathe, and this natural cleansing system will be there for you. And your respiratory system will still work. But did you notice many a times we have problems with our respiratory system? If you practice anapanasati, if you practice this contemplating on incoming and outgoing breath, what will happen to you? You will not only be able to maintain a very healthy respiratory system, but also you'll be able to monitor your mental functioning. You will be able to cleanse your body much better and more effectively. And also, you'll be able to cleanse your mind when you focus on your breath. This is the advantage of focusing on the breath. And remember, with every mood change, you will recognize that your breath pattern changes. Every one of you have different breath patterns. Every one of us have different breath patterns. And every breath, I think, has a unique identity. Every breath is different.